Hello once again, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Untitled 20, and I am joined today for this Fire Emblem Three Houses Crimson Flower LP by the amazing, the incredible, the returning Mustachio Nut.
Hi, it's nice to be back.
Good to have you back, Stash. It's been a while. You joined us on what, chapter 3 or 4? And now and now we're all the way in chapter 14 of this LP.
So many good things have happened between then and now.
Oh, there totally isn't a global war going on. Everything's fine. There's been a 5-year time skip. All the students are really happy with each other, and I certainly didn't. We certainly didn't kill Ignatz last time. Ignatz is alive and well. He wasn't killed by Raphael in the most ironic way I could possibly do.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, it's great. And so with that, we can get to chapter 14, where we are going to peacefully talk to Claude and get him to step down from the Alliance so that he definitely doesn't fight against us again.
That sounds good.
Yes, great. So with that, I think we shall get to the video and start talking through exactly what this chapter looks like.
Part 2. Crimson Flower. Guardian Moon. The Master Tactician. Having crushed the Alliance's army and captured the Great Bridge of Murden, the Imperial Army prepares to attack Deirdre, the Alliance's base of operations.
I love how brief these descriptions are compared to White Clouds.
We've got to get through this.
Yep.
I hope things go back.
So the first thing I do on this is I recruit Anna. Anna is a DLC character, and you can recruit her at any point in time as long as you've got the DLC. But
why did you wait till...
Well, Anna's paralogue is ball-breakingly difficult, but can be done at any point in the game, as long as you're on Crimson Flower. So I recruited her now, because she's at a much higher level now than she was when I otherwise recruited her.
Save herself a bunch of grinding.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, I don't want to use her in the game, I just want to use her for that chapter.
Okay. Oh, okay. So, I see. So you have to use it there anyway, so you might as well wait till she's higher level.
Exactly, right?
I've risen through the ranks.
So this is Ladislava, who joined us for the attack on Garreg Mark 5 years ago. And usually you're murdering her. Usually she's dead by now, I think. But she's fine for the moment.
Professor, I think
and yeah, like, we're coming to... So, the thing with the post-time skip chapters is there just isn't that much to do in the monastery anymore.
It's quite obvious their trick draws on the power of the crest stones.
So you just kind of chat to people, and I like chatting to Hanuman here because
some secret I have yet to decipher.
He actually gives some lore on like those who still are in the dark, on what's going on.
Who are they? What do they want? For her part, Miss Edelgard is cooperating, yet does not hide her hostility towards them. I suspect we should prepare, in case the day should come when we must combat these strange people.
Always good to be ready to combat elements of your own army while on campaign.
Yeah, I mean, like, come on, they're not going to betray us at the best possible moment for them, right?
Wind that Duke Goneril sent Hilda to Deirdre. She's the sister of my buddy Holst. I can't let her die. I won't. Gah, this is a terrible
situation. But yeah, Balthus, another DLC character. Very good friends with Hilda, who's definitely going to be fine.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
I don't suppose they're going to stand by and watch while we attack Deirdre, though. That's why I've doubled our.
People would be very sad if something happened to Hilda.
Yeah, I would be very sad as well.
Safe. It is my duty and
So,
responsibility.
Randolph joins us again.
I'm happy when we win
But I actually like this dialogue from Dorothea a lot.
On the other hand, it's hard to watch the enemy die. Even worse when it's someone you know. Perhaps it would have been better if I'd just stayed with the opera.
So I love post-time skip Dorothea because she seems like the only person who shows any regret over the war post-time skip.
Now Now you just have to lead us to victory.
You have to know that your actions are upsetting at least somebody.
Yeah, true.
Well,
So,
look who it is.
this might confuse you a little, but it's still worth it.
Emil, it is
So,
you, isn't it?
Constance is a DLC character that knows Yuritsa here, or Yuritsa here. And yeah, Yuritsa is the Death Knight.
Look at you.
Oh, no.
Professor at the Officers Academy
Who's now our
to
friend.
The spoiler.
Real general. Though you seem idle enough now, might you spare a moment for a proper apology? Could you not have even informed me when dear Mercedes left House Bartels? To say nothing of the scandal you caused. Granted, I can hardly blame you, that family being what it was. But did it
Yeah,
never
House
occur to
Bartels
you that I
was
ought to have been
an
consulted?
absolute shit show.
We've only known each other since childhood. Such callousness, such rank insensitivity. Emil, are you listening?
I have to say, he's much less threatening when you know he's called Emil.
I won't be denied this time.
That's very
You may
true.
think yourself skilled with a blade, but remember that my spell work is peerless. Dealing with you would be no more than a murmured word and a flick of a finger.
He's like, you remember Dark Spikes, don't you?
Restrain yourself, Constance.
I am the model of restraint. On the
How long does it take her to get her hair like that?
You who insists on being so...
I don't know, but I want that hair.
You
Does she
know I'm
do-
not
do you
good
reckon
for
she
using
dyes,
general
like,
traits in public.
The top side of her hair or the
The
underside?
thanks I get. You've always been the sort
I
to
would,
keep
yes, I
me
mean, normally you would
honest,
assume
and my
both,
brother's
but
stronger
she is an anime character, and therefore
Yeah.
at least one of those hairstyles might be natural.
Exactly.
Maybe it just grows like that.
Stop! This isn't over!
I would be very jealous of somebody who actually grew hair like that.
I mean, if they're going to spend all their time, you know, genetically engineering perfect beings, then maybe
true.
the hair is part of it.
A promising answer. Whatever
I like your
happens,
hat.
never allow your
The hat
to
is
see
wonderful,
anything.
as is the cape.
We must pay close attention not only to Claude's schemes, but to the man himself. He's a master archer who wields the legendary bow, Fail Not. He won't fall easily. It's the relic of House Regan. That bow once belonged to one of the 10 elites. Professor, do you know the true story behind the legend? The relics were created by the hands of mankind. Saros collected them after killing the 10 elites. Saros manipulated the people of the world and defeated the all-powerful...
This is a version of the truth, yes.
That's the history the Church of Saros maintains. In reality, it was little
Oh,
more than a
was
simple
it?
dispute.
I mean,
Should the one leading the people of the world be someone with humanity?
I'd
or
feel
a
sympathetic
creature
for someone
merely
literally called
masquerading as a
Nemesis.
human
Yeah,
being?
true.
In the end, Saros was victorious. The Immaculate One and her family then took control of Fodlan.
Yeah, so
I
this
know
is
because that
hugely
knowledge was passed
controversial
down from emperor
in like
to emperor.
and likely causes a lot of
That
the discussion in the
first
fandom
emperor
because
is the human who cooperated with Saros.
the exact
allowing
truth of what
humanity
happens
to be
is
controlled in secret.
not clear in this game. I think it might have been made out clear in content outside the game, but it's definitely not clear through any of the individual routes. And they all contradict each other.
And that very fate
Say,
believed
is-
used to use
do we know that there
to
is
stand
a single
against
canon
those who
explanation?
distort
I-
history.
I am unsure. I think there might be one in external content, but I
Seems
don't
they've set out from
think
Gary
it's been
Monk.
widely distributed.
That's sooner than expected. Losing the Great Bridge of Murden was a serious blow. So is the fact that Teach is still alive. On top of all that, Judith. I told her to run.
Oh, Claude, she did run. We just killed her before she could get away.
So many people will die, and by my call.
And what of it? Would you rather turn tail and run back home?
Nadir, you're really getting on my nerves. Do you have any idea how much of the Alliance adores me and believes in me?
Well, I suppose it's quite a lot. Does that mean that...
Yes, the plan is a go. I'm counting on you, Nadir. We'll make a good show taking down those who would assault Deirdre.
People say our kind may not always win, but we never lose. Let's teach them the real meaning of those words.
So you wage guerrilla wars that mean that...
Now then,
holding the territory becomes untenable.
Lord Yuritsa?
It's fine. Luckily, the game ends before you have to deal with that.
That's true.
It was also my understanding that he was personally recommended by Lord Arundel himself, landing in
Yes,
the
so
position as a sword instructor.
obviously, not obviously, but you have a support with Yuritsa as well.
The case is,
And Viola reasonably wants to kind of investigate what the hell is going on with this Death Knight guy that he's apparently allies with now.
Taken in by Her Majesty herself. Supposedly, he's the heir of the Hrim family. But I also heard he's only a distant relative who was adopted. He sure is mysterious.
You've been asking around about me.
Also, his voice is hilarious. He just seems
It's
so
very
chill.
silly.
It's not even chill. It's like, you know, he's just had a massive joint, and he's like, I'm done with the world today.
Do you want to know of my past?
I think we all do, mate.
Why? Friend or foe? That's what you're trying
Yeah, pretty
to
much, mate.
determine. But you won't find answers merely with words. There is only one path forward. Raise your sword if you have the nerve. Raise it and fight me. If you want to know my heart, know my sword.
You don't use a sword, mate. You
I
have a
was trying to
sight.
think. Yeah. I didn't remember him having a sword.
No, he uses lances. He is a sword instructor, though. He does teach you sword.
The Death Knight knows that very well. I've been told to refrain from killing you until the war has ended. The Emperor. The young Emperor discovered me long ago. Though back then, she was still a princess. Ultimately, it was she who erased my past. She placed me into a family that was disintegrating, that I might be their heir. To survive, the Death Knight must spill blood. Left to his own devices, he would kill innocent passers-by. Through the Emperor's grace.
So this is also massively controversial, apparently, because
Seems
I follow her.
fairly dodgy.
Well, yeah. Well, what hunting grounds means is in dispute. Let's say, like some people think that he's allowed to just murder prisoners on death row or something. Others say it's like he's going to battle and that's what counts. Who knows?
It's odd, because normally there isn't that much dodgy stuff going on in the Empire.
Well, there's no dodgy stuff going on in Three Houses at all. The church is on the up and up about everything that it does. The kingdom is run by somebody who's completely stable.
Yeah. I mean, otherwise you wouldn't be fighting so hard to, you know, make sure that everything keeps going.
Exactly. But yes, I've made sure to include all the Yuritsa supports because we have never seen this character before on any of the LPs for this game.
Wounds me a meal. So what if your name falls from my lips now and then?
If you speak of my past, there will be consequences.
I am aware.
Seems he is in fact upset about people asking about it.
Yeah.
He's like, ah, it's fine.
No, when I speak of you, I bandy gentler truths, such as your fondness for kittens and ice cream. All the silly little details that make you seem human.
Those details are
He doesn't care about the
nobody's
past, he does care that people know that he likes ice cream,
Neil,
okay?
Do you have any notion what the rank and file say about you?
business. No.
They use words like unapproachable, menacing, and inscrutable.
Also, they think you have a weird voice.
Regardless
Yes.
of your skill with the blade,
And a very
fighting
silly
war
hat.
as if it were a long series of
Although he
duels
doesn't wear
of
this
life
anymore.
and
He doesn't
death.
wear the Death Knight hat.
And that is why I do what I can to ingratiate you with the soldiers you lead. No thanks necessary.
I see you are still unhappy with me.
Whatever do you mean?
The battlefield is solitary in the end. I've no interest in camaraderie with...
Again, Uritzen, that's not really true in a war.
Implying that in combat, you are an utterly matchless warrior? That you can vanquish any foe single-handedly? That you need no cohort supporting you? How perfectly presumptuous! Even I can admit my reliance upon others. While you fight, who stands beside you to gauge the tide of battle? Who eliminates the archers aiming for you? Who heals whatever injuries you might sustain? These are questions you should be asking yourself, Emil. I ask them for you because we are old friends.
Always quick to cut.
Yes, because she's right.
Just as you are ever an ache in my side.
Whatever.
The cat.
But there is.
He's not doing a full squad from FF8, okay?
However,
not just saying whatever and walking off.
Stop gossiping about me.
I shall consider it.
Okay, yes. So the weird part about this chapter is that you can't actually do any parallax.
Here she comes.
So you just go straight to the battle.
I've done all I can to prepare. Let the cards fall where they may. It'll be a true test of strength.
It seems Claude has blockaded the city and occupied the naval port.
If that is the case, he will have no choice but to engage us from there.
I've noticed that some of your soldiers aren't flying.
Unpleasant feeling.
I have decided to have a variety of soldiers to prove that you can run a variety in Maddening and have it work.
Soldiers should bear that in mind as they advance.
Also because certain characters are completely ridiculous in certain classes. So Swordmaster Leone is completely bonkers, Sniper Shamira is also completely bonkers, and Dorothy is a dancer, so you know, that's better than being able to fly. So there's not much to do in this first turn other than to completely disrespect the content. So we have Lysithea teleport Constance up the battlefield. Constance then walks over to this dude, realizes that if he hits her, she'll die, and just sits outside of his range instead and kills him.
Are you going to be trying to stop all the reinforcements then, or are you?
Well, I don't know what happened on this map. I took that guy down to stop the reinforcements from him. And in theory, the reinforcements meant to spawn on turn 4. But you'll see that they never did. And I don't know why. But yes, at the end of turn 1, these guys spawn in.
The Alliance fears so much will now be their salvation.
Leave it to us, kiddo. My undefeated streak will live on. Another chapter in my heroic saga.
That flag and banner. Is that the Almiran army? Ugh, you really did it.
I like how they have to find something to make these guys seem anything less than heroic. So they just play up their vanity a bit.
Yeah, exactly. So this is absolutely lethal, because the Almirans are Bow Knights and Wyvern Lords, and that's it. So they are the two best classes in the game. Yes, and Leone displays a 77% crit chance in Swordmaster.
Make a difference.
So yeah, this rush is really, really threatening, because
yeah, they totally disrespect terrain.
Yeah. And the Bow Knights have something like 12 range.
Yeah.
So you kind of need to form up here, so that you're just in between the two sets of reinforcements, and then try and take them down from there with your full force.
Not my goal.
Yeah, this guy is going to get scythed pretty damn hard. Of course, Yuritsa just stabs him with the scythe, which I don't get.
Yeah, he just pokes him.
So yeah, this is kind of how I formed up. Now, Wyvern Lords are the fastest class in the game. Apart from, like, maybe Swordmasters. So to match what the 34 AS these guys have, I've got to get one of my fastest characters and remove any accessories that he has.
The Almiran reinforcements keep coming. We should try to eliminate Nadir.
And yeah, what'll happen is a single Wyvern Lord will reinforce in every turn until you kill Nadir.
How about a curtsy?
And so here's how we start trying to unpick exactly what's going on here.
You haven't earned my...
Fortunately for me, a lot of my forces use swords, so they stack up well, at least in terms of being able to hit the Wyvern Lords.
Yeah, it's just a matter of not getting overwhelmed.
Yeah, so if you can dull this rush early, then you're going to be in an okay spot. Unfortunately, these Bow Knights made the tactical error of all standing in a line.
You love to see it.
Yeah, you just love to see them walk up as confident as they are in a line, and then bang, they're all dead.
Arrow finished it. My allies are much worthier.
Constance, I don't think that's true.
No time to slow
Yes,
down.
my Dark Flyers have decided that they are going to end these guys. And because obviously I've got Dance, Lysithea is going to introduce this final one to Dark Spikes as well. And he's not going to have a great time of it.
You can find somewhere to stand where you don't get murdered.
Well, he gets murdered if he doesn't immediately die to Dark Spikes. But fortunately, it deals 64 damage.
My orders?
So this is kind of how I'm going to line up, with my infantry going left and then my flyers on the right hand side here. And this is pretty much the end of the rush, because I've killed all the Wyvern Lords that are going to advance on you, apart from the one that's spawning each turn. And between them, Edelgard, Constance, and Lysithea can kill one Wyvern Lord, no problem.
Just about shifting forward and picking apart the defenses.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like, you take the rush and then you just start picking, like, you know, picking your way forward, poking things down as you need to.
They were sure to perish.
And so yeah, I skip a few turns here, because what's happening is I was getting my infantry on the ships, and getting them to follow my flyers. So I have enough forces to, you know, pick apart exactly what's going on.
Yeah, I remember spending a long time trying to maneuver infantry around this map.
What's my strategy?
Yeah,
so many bridges.
Exactly, right. And your opponents are so mobile that it's really difficult to deal with them. And like here, for example, this is just a complete death trap. I can't get Edelgard to go in there. But
It's been 30-odd years since I first set foot on a field of battle. Here's a taste of my undefeated strength.
Constance has a bolting tome, which means she can shoot him from about this distance and then fly away. Which does the job of aggroing him over to me, and then Edelgard can finally dispose of him.
The Emperor continues fighting at the front line. Is the Empire short on troops?
Unfortunately, I can't deny it. But then I've heard the Almiran King does the very same. You have traveled far. I do hope it's for a king who would not only lead his army, but fight at their side.
Touché. Yes, he is that sort of king. Sorry, kiddo. It seems we'll have to withdraw.
Yeah, so I had Edelgard taken down because I wanted to do the honor of you know, give him the honor of the Empress taking down the Almiran King.
We'll meet again one day.
It's still weird to just see her shooting things with a bow.
I know.
Expecting more reinforcements.
But bows are very good in this game.
Oh yeah.
You didn't forget
Oh, Hilda,
about me,
we
did
didn't
you?
forget about you.
Maybe you should just let me go.
Going for the kill.
Hilda is enough of a beast that she survived a Hunter's Volley crit, though. 73 hit points on Maddening. Of course, this leaves the question of who will take her down, that one last hit point.
Oh boy. You're a very rude person.
Maybe I'll start imitating you a little bit. I'll do the Marianne. That sheepish, sorry, and those quavering downcast eyes. But that might not work as well for me. People would probably assume that I'd hit my head.
Oh, well...
Aw, Marianne laughing at me. So rude and yet so adorable.
I'm so sorry. I just can't help it. When I imagine you doing those things,
Yeah. It's rather un-Hilda-like, I'll admit. Okay, that's enough laughing.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Hilda.
It's okay, Marianne. These things happen in war.
It's been fun, Claude. Sorry to go so soon.
It had to be her.
It's a shame. It's totally unavoidable.
It had to happen. There was no way of not killing Hilda in this map.
Why didn't you retreat? I counted on you retreating.
No way any of these events could have been avoided by any of the parties involved.
Nope, not at all.
One to remember.
So yeah, I just never got any reinforcements from any of these areas. I don't know why.
Here. You can
Yeah.
do this.
Oh well.
Just please don't attack the city.
Yeah, and so
I never
most of this now is me just picking apart
the Alliance and their leader.
a very, very static defense. Nothing moves unless you get in attack range of it. And so it's pretty trivial for you to take down.
Understood.
I've got some examination to do, so dealing with these bows will be annoying because they've got very, very long range and you don't want to get close to them. But it's pretty easy to make that work out because, you know, you can set Byleth into range of them.
Yeah, he's not under any pressure here, so...
What's my strategy?
For the Empire.
So yeah, all I'm really doing now is just creeping forward, arraying my forces, and then creeping forward again. And I think I set up Felix here to deal with this guy. The War Master with an axe, and Felix is much, much faster than he is, so it should be fine. You know, Felix isn't that much faster. He needs to drop his shield, otherwise he'll get hit.
Which is a very odd way of thinking about things, if you think about it for a moment.
Of course, this is the reason I don't play classic Fire Emblem games.
Where's my weapon? Damn it!
Yeah, it turns out the dude just one-shots him.
Yeah, man, sometimes you just have to hold that.
I'm like, oops. Okay, I guess.
He's got a big axe.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, so I rewind that. I'm like, no, I don't think I want Felix to die to such a misplay. Unfortunately, Felix makes it out this time. And we take down all the defenses. Apart from this last soldier with a bow.
Going for the kill.
They look close.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. The mage just needs to shoot him down, no problem.
Think this through.
Yes, so again, the reason I don't play classic Fire Emblem. That guy has Vantage. But I do eventually manage to take him down, so Claude is the last man standing.
So sad that our reunion should take place on the battlefield.
So interestingly enough, the debuff from Swarm doesn't actually reduce his speed for some reason. I don't know why.
Huh.
I think there's maybe a trait that he has as an enemy general, but I can't figure it out. Which means, yeah, Byleth is going to struggle to deal with him. So I'm just like, screw it, Assault Troop.
Teach. You should have chosen me instead of
he's not wrong.
No point whining about it now, I suppose.
I do like Claude the
Sorry,
best.
but I'll be taking the win today.
We've got to try.
But unfortunately I'm male Byleth and I can't marry Claude because this game hates gay people, so
It's the only conclusion.
My orders?
We'll cover it.
Don't underestimate us.
Send in the mooks.
Exactly, right? Just tons of mooks. And eventually I'll get taken down. I had to give Claude this honor. Not a brave axe, no, that's not what Claude deserves. And I weigh my options slightly, because it's only a 74% chance to hit.
He's running low on resets.
We haven't seen each other since Garrick Mach. You've grown lovelier than ever, Edelgard.
You're not so unfortunate yourself. And as usual, you're here at a most inopportune moment.
Well, I'm sure we have much to talk about. But how about
Just
we
let them
settle
get
things
married,
first?
game, come on.
No objections here. Prepare yourself, Claude.
Enough. You've bested me. If I die here, the Alliance becomes part of the Empire.
Do you yield then? You've never known when to give up.
Well, I can't just surrender so easily. I'm responsible for the others. If you're as smart as you seem, I bet you figured out why I was able to summon Elmyran reinforcements. Wouldn't it be better to let me go?
Claude, no, that's not how that works.
I see.
Hey man, you gotta try.
I've read this whole
I'm like,
Sometimes Edelgard's not that smart, okay?
All my hopes
Yeah, fair.
have gone to ash. It's all up to you now, Edelgard.
I'm like, no, I'm not letting the enemy general get away to a territory where he has an entire army.
Everybody, raise your voices in a victory cheer. Deirdre is ours.
I like the bit where she says that before killing him.
Yes, exactly, right?
Deirdre is ours. The Alliance has collapsed and their leader has fallen. If Claude had lived, the faction of the Alliance that is against the Empire would never have stopped
Whereas
fighting.
now that you've killed him,
To keep the
They
bloodshed
will stop
limited,
fighting because they
he
won't be
had to
angry with
taken
you.
out of the
yeah,
equation.
definitely.
However,
Nobody liked Claude.
now that it's over, I can't help but wonder if he was in complete control of that entire situation. What will become of the Alliance without him? He must have taken that into account. Without the rule of House Regan, and with most of that territory left unscathed, the Alliance will undoubtedly ally itself with the Empire. The citizens' lives will be saved from ruin, and no more blood will be shed. Perhaps that's what he wanted.
I mean,
from
yes,
his son.
probably he didn't want a war, Edelgard.
Yeah.
That's not really true. Claude would have
Of course, if
totally
his plan
started a
for
war on his own
Deirdre had
terms,
worked
given
and I
time.
had lost my life.
Yeah.
The opposite
But his was a
come to
righteous
pass.
war against racism.
The Empire would have rushed to the Alliance without further conflict. No matter how the battle unfolded, Claude secured
Instead of
the
whatever the heck
shortest
this is.
peaceful outcome
This is a
possible.
war against classist oppression and crests
Lady
and the
Edelgard,
church.
Deirdre is now completely under our control. As planned, the Alliance's affairs will now be overseen by Count Burgleys.
My father is coming here? First west, then east. You sure keep him busy.
Should the others return to the monastery and prepare to face the kingdom?
Yes, thank you, Hubert.
We're getting ready for the final showdown now.
Thanks to all of your efforts, our battle with the Alliance has reached its conclusion. However, we still can't afford to be careless. We must now join the battle against the kingdom. With the strength of the Church on their side, they will prove to be a formidable enemy. More than ever, your support is invaluable. We'll need it in the days to come. But for now, let's enjoy our triumphant return.
Let's get to it!
I'm so happy that the end of the fighting is near. Too bad there's still more violence to come.
The Kingdom and the Church of Seiros are worthy for fighting. I will crush them into very small pieces.
Crushing wouldn't yield a lot of pieces, but I guess it would get the job done.
Does crushing not yield pieces?
Probably.
Depends what you're crushing.
That's true.
Are we fighting Lady
If what you're crushing is squishy.
She's scary, and she'll be really angry. But no way she can stay in her spooky beast form all the time, right? If she could, she would have come and attacked the monastery as many times as she wanted.
It may be wishful thinking, but perhaps it is a power that she can only access
probably
when the
right.
situation is dire. But whether she is the Archbishop or the Immaculate One, we cannot be stopped. Half remains, but half is finished. We are certainly moving forward.
No one can stop us from pushing forward. No one.
Hubert is incredibly pleased with himself. And the Empire, to be fair. And that leads us to the end of the chapter. So, Stash, what do you think?
It's all going great. Do you think the Alliance feels sad that they're always just the bit player that has to be swept out of the way before the actual main story can take place?
I think they must be pretty annoyed by it, you know? They split away from Fargus, they did all that work, and then they just get done by infighting every single time.
Yeah.
Unless you pick Claude, at which point they don't get done by infighting, but they're still constantly infighting anyway. Or you know, unless you pick Claude and then you just get a route that's exactly the same as the Church route, and the Alliance doesn't really feature into it, which is also great. Oh no. But yeah, I figure they put up a decent fight. They gave us some soldiers that actually troubled me for a little bit of time.
Yeah. They got good tactics.
Yeah, they've got great tactics. And, like, they were screwed because the AI just didn't spawn the reinforcements they expected.
Yeah, their reinforcements just didn't show up, which I guess is the Alliance in a nutshell.
Exactly, right. They must have been reinforcements from, like, House Gloucester or something, and Lorenz is like, nope, you're not sending anybody anymore. Screw Claude, I was always better than him. Lorenz will get his comeuppance, I promise. I promise he will. But with that, thank you very, very much for watching, everyone. And Stash, thank you very much for joining in with me again today.
Well, thank you very much for having me.
And with that, we will see you all next time as we start taking the war to the kingdom.